You've seen them in art, on Christmas cards, and in movies. Those beautiful figures with feathery wings and glowing halos. But what does the Bible actually say about angels? The reality might be a lot more surprising and, frankly, a lot stranger than you think. Forget everything you've seen in Hollywood, because we're about to dive deep into the scriptures to uncover the truth about these heavenly beings. First, let's tackle the appearance. Do angels really have wings and halos? Well, the Bible isn't as clear-cut as you might expect. Most of the time, when angels appear to people in the Bible, they look just like ordinary humans. Think about Abraham in Genesis 18. He sees 3 men approaching his tent. He offers them food and water, thinking they're just travelers. It's only later that he realizes he's been entertaining angels, and one of them is the Lord himself. There's no mention of wings, halos, or glowing white robes. They just looked like regular guys. The book of Hebrews even says, "Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers." For by so doing, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. This strongly suggests they can blend in perfectly. So where did the wings come from? A couple of specific types of celestial beings are described with wings. We have the cherubim, who are first mentioned guarding the entrance to the Garden of Eden. Ezekiel describes them as having 4 faces: a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle, and 4 wings. They sound less like gentle protectors and more like powerful, intimidating guardians. Then there are the seraphim, mentioned in Isaiah chapter 6. They fly around God's throne, and they have 6 wings, 2 to cover their faces, 2 to cover their feet, and 2 for flying. They constantly cry out, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty." These beings are clearly not the cute, chubby cherubs we see in Renaissance paintings. They are powerful, awe-inspiring creatures whose very presence is overwhelming. So, some heavenly beings have wings, but it's not a universal trait for all angels who appear to humans. What about their names? We only get a few named angels in the Protestant Bible. The most famous is Gabriel. He's the messenger. He appeared to Daniel to explain visions, and most famously, he visited Mary to announce she would give birth to Jesus. His name means "God is my strength," and his role is always about delivering crucial messages from God. Then there's Michael. His name means "who is like God," and he is described as an archangel, a chief prince. He's a warrior. In the book of Daniel, he fights against spiritual princes, and in the book of Revelation, he leads the angelic armies in a cosmic battle against Satan. He's the commander-in-chief of God's army. There are other names in non-canonical texts, like Raphael and Uriel, but in the core biblical texts, it's really just Gabriel and Michael who are named. Now, let's talk about what angels actually do. Their primary job is to serve and worship God. That's their number 1 purpose. As we saw with the seraphim, they are constantly in God's presence, praising Him. But they also have missions here on earth. They act as God's messengers, bringing divine communication to humanity. Think of the angel who appeared to the shepherds to announce the birth of Jesus, a message of good news of great joy for all the people. They're also protectors. Psalm 91 says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." They are sent to protect and minister to believers. An angel freed Peter from prison. An angel shut the mouths of the lions for Daniel. And an angel strengthened Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. They are also agents of God's judgment. This is a side of angels we don't often talk about. They aren't just gentle guides. They are also executors of divine justice. In the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, 2 angels came to carry out the city's destruction. In the book of Revelation, angels pour out bowls of God's wrath upon the earth. This shows their immense power and their unwavering obedience to God's commands, whether those commands are for deliverance or for judgment. They are not independent agents who do whatever they want. They are servants carrying out the will of a holy God. One of the biggest misconceptions is the idea that people become angels when they die. You hear it all the time. Heaven gained another angel. While it's a comforting thought, it's not biblical. According to the Bible, humans and angels are 2 completely separate creations. Angels were created as angels, and humans were created as humans. When believers die, they don't become angels. They are given new, resurrected bodies and will live in the presence of God as redeemed humans. In fact, the Bible suggests that in the new creation, redeemed humans will have a position of authority over angels. The Apostle Paul asks in 1 Corinthians, "Do you not know that we will judge angels?" This places humanity in a unique and elevated position in God's plan. So, what about guardian angels? Is there one specific angel assigned to each person for life? The Bible doesn't explicitly state this doctrine. Jesus does say in Matthew 18, referring to little children, that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. This is the closest we get. It suggests children have angels watching over them, but it doesn't detail a one-to-one lifelong assignment for every single person. What we can say for sure is that angels, as a whole, are sent to minister to and protect believers. Whether that's one specific angel or different angels at different times, the Bible doesn't specify. The focus is always on God's provision and care for us, using His angels as His agents. It's also crucial to understand that we are commanded not to worship angels. In Colossians, Paul warns against the worship of angels, calling it a result of false humility. And in Revelation, when the Apostle John falls down to worship an angel, the angel immediately stops him, saying, "Don't do that. I am a fellow servant with you. Worship God." This is a critical point. Angels are magnificent, powerful beings, but they are created beings, just like us. All worship and glory belong to God alone. Angels themselves point us back to God. So, let's recap the biblical picture. Angels are powerful spiritual beings created by God. They don't always have wings or halos. They often appear as ordinary men. Their main purpose is to worship God and carry out His will. They act as messengers, protectors, warriors, and even agents of judgment. Humans do not become angels when they die. We are distinct creations. And most importantly, angels are not to be worshipped. They, too, are servants of the one true God. The biblical description of angels is far more complex, powerful, and awe-inspiring than the gentle, winged figures of popular culture. They are not here for our personal convenience or to be sentimental trinkets. They are agents of the living God, participating in a cosmic story that is centered entirely on Him. They remind us of a reality beyond what we can see, a spiritual realm where God's purposes are being carried out with immense power. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into what the Bible really says about angels. I hope it gave you a new perspective. If you found this interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores faith and the Bible in a thoughtful way. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.